clap it up. Shalom, DC, where the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew group or Christian organization on the face of the planet. We are the home of the truth. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible. And the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. What we're going to get into tonight is the hypocrisy of the world. Yesterday was a holiday celebrating mothers. That's what the world, or at least America, this beast of a place celebrated something called Mother's Day, when in fact mothers, or women I should say, because once they committed this act of murder, this murderous act, they're no longer mothers. You know what I'm saying? And now there's the whole world. I wouldn't even say the whole world. The American world is in upheaval at this landmark decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. So many people, namely women, are upset that they cannot now legally go out and murder their babies. So many people are up in arms that women are losing their rights, quote unquote rights, to commit murder on a helpless life that they are bringing into this world. They're upset and mad that they cannot do this no longer. And you know what? And it's going to continue to happen. Why? Because one of the reasons why Roe v. Wade was upheld, the quote unquote right to kill your child. One of the main reasons why was because women were doing it anyway. Big surprise, shocker there. Women were doing it anyway, and they wanted to create. This is their thinking behind it. They wanted to create a safe way, and that's one of the big arguments of these feminist groups and these pro-choicer groups. This is one of the arguments that they say if it was regulated, what I'm saying, if it was organized, and if it was if it wasn't done under the cover of night, by untrained, people, then the lives of the mothers wouldn't be harmed and whatnot. What about the life of the baby? What about the life of the child, of the fetus? What about their life? They didn't ask to be created. You know what I'm saying? If you did not want to get pregnant, if you wanted to continue on your career, if you wanted to have a career, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to have a baby by that man that you hate, that you loathe so much, why lay down with him? That is what I'm saying, that is the best prophylactic, best way to not get pregnant is to not have sex. Right. That is 100% tried and true, right. Fail proof. You do not lay with if you're a woman, you do not lay with a man, and 100% of the time, if you do that, you will not get pregnant. There is nowhere in history where that you're just walking down the street and boom, you're pregnant. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just wake up. A lot of times you hear a lot of women say, I just woke up one day and something felt strange and whatnot, and they was pregnant. Well, what happened before then? There had to be an action before then. Every person that walked the face of the earth had a mother and had a father. They did something to create that person. You don't want to get pregnant. You want to continue on your career. Do not have sex. 100% of the time, you will not have a baby. You know what I'm saying? You do the you do the thing that creates life. Sooner or later, you're going to create life. It is going to happen. I don't know if you've ever been, in a biology class or if you ever read a biology book, but that's how babies are made. If you don't want that to happen, don't do it. Don't do that act. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's actually get what Roe v. Wade is. If you can get that for me, Barbara Shaw. Matter of fact, hold on, let me. If you get it before I send it to you. Let's actually read what it says, what Roe v. Wade says. You know what I'm saying? To have people up in arms about, this landmark decision, this court case that went all the way to the highest court in the land. Went all the way to the highest court. We're gonna get some background on the main parties of this as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's you got it?
Come.
All right.
Wikipedia. Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was a landmark decision of the U.S. Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction.
Okay, what? Read that part, that last part again.
Come. In which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction.
So it protects a pregnant woman, a mother, protects a mother's right, liberty. She's at liberty to either have this baby or kill this baby. This is what the Constitution of this is what the Constitution upheld. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Constitution upheld. The Constitution of this thinking society. Everybody says, times have changed. The way things have been before, it's not necessarily the way it is now. Let me tell you something. Something that has never changed in the history of history is the Most High's word, His law, His statute, His commandments. And what this landmark decision is saying is giving a woman a right to kill her baby, to kill the father's baby. And it says nothing about the man. It says nothing about the man. The man may want the child. The man may want the child. Like, hey, and I know cases, I know people, and this goes against the narrative that men are always forcing women into having abortions. This goes against the narrative because I know men who have laid with a woman and the woman say, I do not want the baby, but the man says, I want it. The man is fighting and say, hey, I want this kid. If you don't want it, that's fine. I can take it. You don't have to have anything to do with it. I won't put you on child support. Like if it was reversed, I won't put you on child support. Just give me the child. You know what the woman says? Screw you. It's my body. It's my decision. I'm not going through this 9 months and having my body change and doing all this. All these stupid asinine excuses for committing murder. And then the woman will go off and have the abortion. The woman will go off and have the abortion against the man's, consent. But if the child was here, let's just say, if the child was here and there's a decision being made for the child, both parties, both parents have to come into agreement on it. It can't be one-sided. So why is it one-sided when the baby's in the womb? Why is that? And like I said, that goes against the narrative saying how the way the men are forcing women into having these abortions. When in actuality, the top reasons to for that women say they have abortion is because of money and career. Because of money and career. Doesn't say that the father wasn't going to be there. They in their mind they think the father cannot provide, or they have this dream, this fantasy. It's not even a dream. They have this fantasy that money falls out the sky, and it costs $100,000 at least a year to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? And if the man doesn't make that much money, he's not capable of raising the child. So they throw that in the pile of saying he's broke. He can't have he can't provide for us the way I think he can provide for us. You know how many poor people in the ghetto are having babies every day and surviving? You know what I'm saying? How many of you heard our grandparents and great grandparents who stuck together and didn't have 2 cents rubbed together, but they had 10 kids? You know what I'm saying? You got some?
Yeah, Counselor, wanted to touch on two things. On another hand, with women and the abortions, a lot of times a woman don't even tell the man that she had an abortion.
That's true. That's true. That is so, man. Man, you open up a can of worms, man. A lot of times there's a lot of instances where the woman will get pregnant and not even inform the man that she's pregnant. She just makes arbitrary. She makes emotional decisions based on what could be and not based on what it actually is. They go through, they have conversations with themselves when really they have conversations with demons who's giving them putting a battery in their back to actually get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? To kill that child. They'll say, this man is no good. He doesn't have any earning potential, or he is going to leave you. You tell him he's pregnant, he is going to leave you. When a lot of times, most of the times, it is the furthest from the truth. Furthest from the truth. And that woman will have that demon live in their head and then make that decision for themselves. Not getting the man who got her pregnant, who she laid with, who gave herself to. She wouldn't even inform him, and then go and have an abortion. And nobody knows, nobody knows anything but maybe her and her girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You had another point you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, concert. And I'm thinking what you said about, where's the man in this whole Roe v. Wade thing? I'm looking at the year and I'm thinking it's linked into the beginning of the women's movement, right? So they wouldn't even be thinking about a man anyway.
What year?
1973.
Well, that was, you talking about like the feminist movement?
Concert.
That I'm not going to say yes, but that was definitely around that time frame. The feminist movement was around that time frame, and this is one of the flagship points for feminists. You know what I'm saying? The right, they call it the right to murder. That's flat out what it is. It's the right to murder. There was a study that went on, and it showed that the number one killer in the black and brown community. When I say brown, I'm talking about black, Hispanic, and Native American. In our community, Israel, in our community, the number one killer is not the drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? It's not the gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? It's not the pimp. not the prostitute. It's the mother who has who is pregnant. That is actually murder. And then on top of that, according to the definition of a serial killer, you have to have 3 or more bodies. 3 or more. Unfortunately, there are women out here who are serial killers. More so than that gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? More so than that drug dealer. There's more serial killers in our community that we would take on to be our women. And with that comes a whole lot of demons. A whole lot of demons. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to be a murderer? To have bodies on you? I know some people who actually went through an abortion. And they like keep they are mentally broken. They are mentally broken. No matter how much a facade they put up, for some reason, like people, I don't know, people like to just tell me stuff, right? They like to they put up a mental facade, they put a facade, showing the world, saying that they're that they're good, they're okay. It really ain't okay. The once they actually go through with the abortion, a lot of times these women keep track of when the baby would be born, how old they would be, that time frame where he or she would be starting school now. He or she would be it would be around the time that they would start losing their teeth. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 kids, but really I have 4. Because I had 2 abortions. You know what I'm saying? And that weighs real heavy on them. Real heavy. Not only is there a mental toll on these sisters, there's a physical toll on these sisters as well. For those that have abortion and actually had kids after that, sometimes it's a miracle, because that just the very act of having abortion actually scars the womb. It physically scars the womb. Damn right, sis. Sis says if I don't have any kids, but if I did, I damn sure wouldn't abort the pregnancy. Damn sure wouldn't abort the pregnancy. Most high, let's get that sister a hand. Sisters in here are real women and real mothers. The sisters that are in here are the ones that should be honored, not these monsters, these dragons that are out there demanding. And I've seen, oh my goodness, I've seen all these posts from Mother's Day when they hugged up on their sons and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Posing like that's like their couples, kissing they kids and whatnot in the mouth. Yes, in the mouth. Doing what's that rapper's name? Ballin'. We fly high.
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Oh yeah.
Doing the Jim Jones. Like these are predators. These people are messed up in the mind, messed up. They need real guidance. You know what I'm saying? Real instruction. And we have our heads, men and women, I'm talking about Israel, have our heads so far up Esau's behind. We think anything that is good for them that they do, that we should do. Anything that they do that we think that we should do. This woman who is named Jane Roe, who is really we're gonna get her name in a minute, but she was named
Norma McCorvey.
Norma McCorvey. She is the Jane Roe that's in this Roe v. Wade. She was the one who took the battle all the way up to the Supreme Court and won the right to kill, to abort her baby. But guess what? She did not abort her baby. How many of us knew that? I didn't know that until I was up in the truth. The person who fought for the right to kill their baby, what kind of human being, what kind of person would fight, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, years to go into a legal battle for the right to kill a baby? Who kills a baby? Now, a lot of times they like to portray, the gangbanger who shoots up a block and hits innocent kids and whatnot. Portray those people, and those people are not in any way, shape, or form a role model or what an example of what we should be. But the same way they portray those people as monsters is the same way anybody who stands up and advocates for pro-choice, the choice to kill an innocent child. If you don't want to have that baby and you're pregnant, have the baby and give that baby up for adoption. There's plenty of people, men and women, that cannot have kids, that desperately want kids. And if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you want to give that baby up, and you think you have no choice, the choice is clear. Well, first of all, there is no choice because the Most High ordered you not to do that. But if you think you have no choice and you cannot, you're not fit to raise that kid, go to the nearest I.S.U.P.K school and give that baby up to Commanding General Yahanna. Right. We will raise a nation out of these so-called unwanted babies. Now, the heathen babies, y'all can do whatever the hell you want with them. Right. For now. Once Christ comes back, the babies ain't your property anymore. Right. Yeah, I pray you understand. There won't be no abortions. We need some ditch diggers, and we need some people to fan us. You know what I'm saying? We need cooks and maids. We need somebody to build these mansions that we're going to be having, and we need people who to upkeep them, because we ain't gonna be doing that no more. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be doing that. Y'all, the other nations are gonna be doing all of that all the time. But if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, and you feel that you have no way out, get in contact of the nearest camp. Just whatever city you're in, type in I.S.U.P.K and then that city, and you will find us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We will take that baby and raise them up right the way the Most High ordered us to raise up our kids. You know what I'm saying? You got something? Let's continue reading that Roe v. Wade.
Come. The decision struck down many U.S. federal and state abortion laws. Roe fueled an ongoing abortion debate in the United States about whether or to what extent abortion should be legal.
Hold on, Salakia. Oh my goodness. So hold on. There's somebody on online that just said, I know a sister who had 8 abortions and 2 twins after, but she doesn't care at all about the past abortions. Killed 8 people. 8 people. 8 people. This sister. This sister has something on her right now. She may say she doesn't care about it, but she's fighting demons in her life. There is absolutely no way you can commit murder 8 times and then just go and have, sip some tea. There is absolutely something. This woman's life, this sister's life is not, on par. She is not normal. She has a whole lot of drama and stuff that's going on around her, in and around her life. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. Read where you were again. Salakia. I just seen that, and I just had to address that.
The decision struck down U.S. federal and state abortion laws. Roe fueled an ongoing abortion debate in the United States about whether or to what extent abortion should be legal, who should decide the legality of abortion, and what the role of moral and religious views in the political sphere should be.
Okay, hold on. So what rose in the and okay, so back in the 70s, they basically said, and this, yeah, you're right. This is during women's lib. Women's lib. Back in the 70s, they said to hell with God's laws. You know what I'm saying? They said to hell with God's laws. Just like a few years ago, they said to hell with God's laws and saying, two men can get married and two women can get married. Soon they're going to say to hell with God's laws and say, an adult and a child can get married. That's coming. That's coming. It's down. It's slightly down the pipeline. But if Christ doesn't come back before they put that into effect, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. Why? Because they don't give a damn about the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. They don't give a damn about the natural order of things. The natural order of things. And they claim it's it's their rights. What about the baby's right? What about the baby's right? And you sisters out there, if you look at in the past 10 years, there's been a lot of turmoil going on in the U.S. A lot of turmoil going on in the U.S. A lot of stuff has been coming to light. Things that we've been saying for decades since we got here. Essentially, the oppressor hates us, and they will kill us at any chance they get, and it doesn't matter. Well, now lately. When I say lately, I'm talking about like the past 10 years. There has been video footage of it. And because of that video footage, there's been a whole lot of riots and uprising going on. A lot of times there's a lot of women in those movements. And what is the saying at these rallies? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Is screaming Black Lives Matter. Coincidentally, who are the founders of Black Lives Matter?
3 lesbian women.
3 women who do not want to create life. They have the ability. They have the ability to nurture life, but they refuse to do it. How now? Why would I say a thing like that? Same-sex relationships, people in the community is nothing but death. There is no life to it. You need me. You need Pagaibawa in order to keep your community going. You cannot create life. That is literally a death sentence. If you take all these people and put them somewhere, have their own stuff, you know what I'm saying? They will die out, literally. They will literally die out. You need me to keep your ideology going. It is nothing but death. But let's go back to these 3 women. These 3 women created Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Therefore, women's live. Therefore, the right to have abortions. Well, they have absolutely no right to say Black Lives Matter if you're advocating the death, the murder of a child. a helpless, defenseless child that is looking for you to protect it. You have absolutely no right. You should just shut your mouth. That's what you should do. Because to you, black life does not matter. Absolutely does not matter. How can you how can you be such hypocrites going in the street claiming Black Lives Matter when we are the number one consumers of Planned Parenthood, the number one consumers of getting abortions, no, the number one consumers of what's that, the morning after, day after pill. How can we actually say this? I was listening to a comedian, and he was on a show, and it had a bunch of other comedians there, right? And one of the questions was, how many abortions did you have? You know what I'm saying? They said, how many abortions did you have? So they went around, and everyone had something, had a body on them. Every one of them had a body on them, including the host, who had, he had about 10 of them. He had about 10 of them. And he was so low down. He was so low down and dirty. He was so low down and dirty that he had pills on, the morning after pills on stack. That's not the low down dirty part. What I'm talking about, he would make them breakfast, crunch up the pills, and put it in their food. Like, hand serve for you. Here you go. Low down dirty. We get this from our oppressors. That's low down and dirty. The Most High did not. Most High does not want us to do this. This is not our culture. We don't go around killing babies. You serious? How do I know this? Because this is in the scripture. What did Pharaoh do? What did Pharaoh order? When he heard the prophecy that we are to be freed by an Israelite boy, what did he order?
He ordered our babies to be thrown into the pit of alligators.
He ordered the death of our babies, and he ordered any midwife that was there and who birthed a boy was to kill that boy. If it was suckling from the mother, he's to be destroyed. He's to be killed. Now that's our oppressor. But you know what? The Most High flipped the script. Most High is gangster. He was like, all right, you want to kill my people's babies? Okay. That's gonna be the straw that break the camel's back. And he killed the firstborn of every living thing, every creature in Egypt. It happened again with Herod. He heard the prophecy that there's going to be a king over Israel, and at the time he was the king. So what did he do? He ordered the death of babies yet again. That is not our custom. That's not the thing that we do. We do not kill babies. It's not us. Again, I said we have our heads so far up, Esau's hind parts, our oppressors' hind parts, that we do anything that they do. And because we're the salt of the earth, we excel in all this nonsense. We excel in all this nonsense to the tune of what? 350,000 abortions every year? Every year? We killed more. We killed more of our babies from the time Roe v. Wade till now than there are us in this nation. You understand that? Do me a favor. See if you can pull up a number. How many black births are in a year in the U.S.? I just want to see. I just want to see what that number is. That's right, Manuel Lopez. Black lives don't really matter. Black lives matter. Because it's a lie to think that once you kill your baby, you can actually succeed in life. Nah. There's I want to say it's a DC mayor, or no, it's not the mayor. It's not the mayor. It's someone that's in the DC police that's high up. It's not the mayor, but she's like high up. She said when she was young in the force, and she came out and said this. It's public knowledge. You can look this stuff up. She said that when she first joined the force, she had got pregnant, but it would hinder her career, so she got an abortion. Now that she's in the position where she wants to be, she's no longer in a position to have kids because after she had that abortion, she was no longer able to have kids anymore. No longer able to have kids anymore. And she looks back on that and totally regrets that decision. Well, regret doesn't heal your wound. Regret doesn't bring that murdered baby that you had. You have to live with that body every single day of your life. And like I said, women they don't forget. They don't they something like that. It weighs on them. And a lot of times when our sisters are acting out and this way or that way, with the numbers that we're talking about, it is a good possibility that she has a body on her. It is a good possibility that she's fighting that demon of knowing that she killed her own baby. You had something?
Sir, the only thing I found is on kff.org, and it's a time frame of 2020.
Okay. What's the time frame? Hold on, 2020. So in the year 2020, that's when they okay. So if we go back to 2019, that's when the world shut down. That's when the world shut down, and everybody had to be inside. If anybody knows any patterns, of human behavior, a lot of times when we're locked in with each other, some stuff happens. Some stuff happens. So in 2020, in 2019, we were locked down. Locked down. We couldn't go anywhere. And when that happened, a lot of times, there was no abortion clinics you can go to. Corner, so you couldn't go to get no Plan B. A lot of times people had it was a big baby boom in 2020 and 2021. But the numbers for 2020, what's the numbers for 2020 if you could?
It's not looking too good, sir. 529,811 for 2020 blacks. In comparison to whites, 1,843,432.
So 500,000, basically about 500,000, little over 500,000 of our people have babies. And still, what was it? About 350,000 abortions. So let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers. We are about 14% of the population of the nation. And even with the abortions, how much do whites have?
1,843,432.
Okay, so about 1.8 million. We had about 500,000. So we had about a third, a little less than a third of babies than the dominant now I'm even gonna say the dominant, the more populous of the race that's here. Now you take those abortions away, and we're rivaling them. They're about 60-something percent of the population. We're 13%. We're 13%, and those are our numbers. 13%. Can you imagine the boom in population there would be if we actually kept our babies? Can you imagine that? I don't think you understand. Can you imagine the all right, so the water, brother. It's 23% Hispanic, 51% whites, 15% blacks in 2018. So with those numbers, we're still outpacing them.
Right.
We're still outpacing them. And a lot of time, most people don't know that Planned Parenthood was started by a woman named Margaret Sanger. Do you know who Margaret Sanger is? She is a eugenicist. What in the world is a eugenicist? A eugenicist. Look up eugenicist, if you could, Baba Shaw. This woman had her tactics was so great in destroying us that Hitler sent over his best advisors. Y'all know who Hitler is, right? Hitler wanted to wipe out the Ashkenazi off the face of the earth because he hated them so much, and he wanted to do it in an efficient, the German way, in an efficient manner. So how did he do it? He came over here to the United States to study the eugenicists of the United States. How in the world did they get rid of the Native Americans? What are their plans on getting rid of the free, so-called freed slaves over here? So he sent his advisors over here to study Jim Crow laws and the eugenicists like Margaret Sanger, and how the way the U.S. destroyed and put the Native Americans on reservation, concentration camps. That's where you get concentration camps over in Europe. That's how the way Hitler was going to destroy the Ashkenazi. That was his plan. He didn't have a plan until he came over here and talked to Margaret Sanger and talked to the eugenicists and talked to the Jim Crow experts and the people who put our people in reservation camps. Those are the people who created Planned Parenthood. But we're gonna get what a eugenicist is. Gabor?
I have the definition of eugenics.
All right, let's do it.
All right, definition of eugenics from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary: the practice or advocacy of controlled selective breeding of human populations.
Controlled selective breeding. If you know anything about Hitler, what Hitler did, he sterilized not only the Ashkenazi but the Romani, what they call the gypsies. And this is what he got from Margaret Sanger. Like I said earlier, you get an abortion, you're lessening the chances of you actually having babies in the future. You're causing scar tissue, you're scarring up the womb. And sooner or later, sometimes women who have one abortion may never have kids again. The other times where sisters may have 8 abortions and may still have a kid. You got 8 abortions. You don't. There's no slack. I'm not even gonna say that. If you have 8 slack, if you have 8 abortions, you should not have kids at all. Them kids should be taken from you because obviously you have no idea on how to raise a child. We need licenses to drive a damn car. you got an abortion, man, yo, you need your brain check. You need your brain check. You need the ISUPK. That's what you need.
That's right.
Keep going if you could, Baba Kashaw.
But that was it with eugenics.
That was it.
Concept.
So Margaret Sanger was a eugenist who wanted to control the population of the so-called Negro here in the United States. And when I say control the population, she wanted to stop it. She wanted to end the population of us. She wanted to end our population. And her way of doing that was creating Planned Parenthood. That's what she did. Planned Parenthood, that a way so that we can go in and abort our babies, kill our babies, destroy our nation, our generations. That's what Margaret Sanger, that's her legacy. Her legacy is Roe v. Wade. Her legacy is us killing 350,000 of our babies every single year. That's her legacy to us. You know what I'm saying? Give me that article if you could, Baba Kashaw.
Roe v. Wade.
Nah, the other one. The one that you sent me.
Oh, concept.
If you could.
The Atlantic, the Roe baby, Norma McCorvey.
Norma McCorvey, she's a woman who she's Jane Roe. Now she went all the way to the Supreme Court to try and to fight for her right to kill. That's who she is. So she is the person Roe. All right. Yeah. So keep reading, Baba Shaw.
The Roe baby, Norma McCorvey, the plaintiff in Roe v. Wade, never had an abortion.
What?
Never had the abortion she was seeking.
She never had the abortion. So this person who championed the right, the privilege. What did the article say?
The liberty.
The liberty to destroy her own baby. In nature, you gotta just look at nature. What animal kills their own young? To be honest, to be fair, there are animals out there that kill their own young. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But a lot of times, you ask
a pig does.
And what kind of a animal? You know what I'm saying? Do we look at pigs as being an honorable? Do we look at it as the virtues of having such and such or this and that of a pig? Do you know that pigs have little veins that come out their hooves, their arms and legs and whatnot that straight bile because the body cannot process it. So it has a straight outlet to get rid of the excess bile that they have inside them. Pigs are the most disgusting things on the earth besides the oppressor. As a matter of fact, I don't know who's more disgusting. The oppressor or is the pig? I don't know. Our oppressors do some pretty damn disgusting things.
The oppressor is more disgusting because I don't think the pig would go to the oppressor's house and try to have sex with it.
What?
The pig won't go to the oppressor's house and try to have sex with it, but the oppressor will go to the pig and have sex with it.
It took me a minute to understand what in the world you just said, but I understand what you just said. Right. These oppressors are some vile beasts, and the people that destroy or any animal that destroys its own is looked at as just as that, an animal, a beast, a wild thing. That's exactly what they are. And we are not to copy after them. Give me Proverbs 3:31. If you could, Baba Kashaw. Because this is some wisdom. This is some wisdom that the Most High has given us that we chose to ignore. We actively choose to ignore it. Actively. And because of that, because we choose to ignore this very scripture right here, is wisdom. We kill ourselves in the tune of 350,000 every single year. Now that's not including police brutality. That's not including drugs in our community. That's not including rape, because according to the Bible, rape is equal to murder, is akin to murder. You know what I'm saying? That's not including suicide. That's not including heart disease. You know how many of us, the brother Kevin Samuels, I don't know how he died or what was the cause of his death, but he had a heart attack. I don't know what was, was it, unhealthy eating? I don't know. What was it? I don't know what the cause of that thing was, but the brother had a heart attack. Heart disease. That is that's one of the things that in our community we suffer from a lot. Heart disease. The dude looked healthy. You know what I'm saying? He looked healthy, but if you don't do what the Most High orders you to do, it doesn't matter what you look. That should go straight to the sisters who are plotting on having an abortion. You may think you're doing the right thing, but you are absolutely doing what the Most High says not to do. And what is the Most High says not to do? Read what you got.
Come. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
We are not to look at them and say, hey man, those oppressors, because they killed their baby, now they can go on and be the chairwoman of some big Fortune 500 company, or be the manager of some middle company or whatever, or move up in rankings, or now they can go on vacation because they have X amount of money and they have this freedom that they have with not having a kid. We are not to what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
No, we are not to envy them. We are not to look on their life and think that it is all peaches and cream, and think that what they do is actually right, because everything that they do is disgusting and vile, and it is wrong. Everything. If they water plants, is wrong. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that they do is wrong. We are not to take our cue from nothing that they do. Keep going.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose none of their ways. Because if we choose their ways, we'll have our women crapping in our beds. Am I lying?
That's right.
I ain't lying.
That's right.
Why is this in the news, man? Why is this news? We got this Edomite woman crapping in some man's bed because she got mad at him. Who does this? Who does this, man? Like, come on. Are you serious? Nigga, you crapped in my bed? Nah, fam. Like, yo, I thought I heard it all. Like, who? Yo, these people are vile and disgusting. We got to choose. Envy none of them. Not to envy the oppressor. We have to choose none of their ways. None of their ways. I saw an interview where this Edomite woman says she doesn't shower every day, and when she does shower, she only washes her hair like with soap. She only washes her hair, and when the soap comes down from her hair, it comes down to the rest of her body, and that's how her body gets clean. You are a disgusting, vile beast. Y'all know how the plague came about, right? It's because these disgusting, vile beasts don't know how to wash their hind parts. Don't know how to wash their hands. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people we're supposed to be looking up to? Really? These people are so vile and so subtle. It says matter of fact, give me that. Hold on. Salakia. Hold on.
Get the plague, sir?
Nah. Give me Genesis 1. Genesis 3. 3 and 1. Give me Genesis 3 and 1, because this is who is ruling over us. This right here is who is ruling over us.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
That's who these people are. They're the most subtle of any beast in the field. They made us believe that is our liberty, our choice, our something that we're supposed to have the ability to do. When really the whole plan for Planned Parenthood was to kill us off.
Exterminate.
Exactly. Exterminate us. And what do you exterminate? You don't exterminate, a majestic, animal. You don't just exterminate something that you hold reverence over. You exterminate something that is a pest to you. You exterminate roaches. You know what I'm saying? You exterminate rats and whatnot. And that's exactly how the way they looked at us. They looked at us as parasites, when in reality, they are the parasites of this earth.
Right.
These bastards are the most subtle beasts, having us think that this is our privilege or our liberty to do. When according to God, according to the Most High, killing is murder. Murder is wrong. And what abortion is murder. Absolute murder. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cannot paint it any other way. Abortion is murder. Do you understand? I want you to get that through your head. Abortion is murder. Keep reading.
Come. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
Esau. This is Esau. This is our oppressor. The most subtle beast, having us thinking, one thing when really is a whole other thing. You understand? Keep going.
Come. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Now this is so fitting. This is so fitting, because what we're talking about is abortion and the woman's liberty to kill. This subtle beast went right after the woman. Subtle beast went right after the woman. You got something?
Actually, yeah, concert. Murder is an unlawful killing. Like, you can kill in self-defense and it'll be righteous, correct?
So hold on one second. So what was you saying?
Like, a murder is an unlawful killing, but you can kill in self-defense, and that will be righteous. That can still be within the laws.
Yes. Yes, murder is unlawful killing. Something that you just do because of the lust of whatever. for one reason or another. But if you're defending your life or defending the life of someone else, or if you're at war, that's not murder. Do you understand what I'm saying? Salakia, just bear with me one moment. Give me that article about give me that article the Roe baby, yeah.
Come. The Roe baby. Norma McCorvey, the plaintiff in Roe v. Wade, never had the abortion she was seeking. She gave her baby girl up for adoption, and now that baby is an adult. After decades of keeping her identity a secret, Jane Roe's child has chosen to talk about her life. Nearly half a century ago, Roe v. Wade secured a woman's legal right to obtain an abortion. The ruling has been contested with every increasing intensity, dividing and reshaping American politics. And yet, for all its prominence, the person most profoundly connected to it has remained unknown: the child whose conception occasioned the lawsuit. Roe's pseudonymous plaintiff, Jane Roe, was a Dallas waitress named Norma McCorvey. Wishing to terminate her pregnancy, she filed suit in March 1970 against Dallas County District Attorney Henry Wade, challenging the Texas law that prohibited abortion. Norma won her case, but she never had the abortion. On January 22nd, 1973, when the Supreme Court finally handed down its decision, she had long since given birth and relinquished her child for adoption. The court's decision alluded only obliquely to the existence of Norma's baby. In his majority opinion, Justice Harry Blackmun noted that a pregnancy will come to term before the usual appellate process is complete. The pro-life community saw the unknown child as the living incarnation of its argument against abortion. It came to refer to the child as the Roe baby. Of course, the child had a real name too, and I discovered while writing a book about Roe, the child's identity had been known to just one person, an attorney in Dallas named Henry McCluskey. McCluskey had introduced Norma to the attorney who initially filed the Roe lawsuit and who had been seeking a plaintiff. He had then handled the option of Norma's child, but several months after Roe was decided, in a tragedy unrelated to the case, McCluskey was murdered. Norma's personal life was complex. She had casual affairs with men and one brief marriage at age 16. She bore 3 children, each of them placed for adoption, but she slept far more often with women and worked in lesbian bars.
This devil, how where do I begin with this devil? Where do I begin with this devil? She had multiple kids and gave up all of these kids up for adoption. 3 kids, gave them all for adoption, and she was a lesbian.
Oh, it's locked, sir. It says she has one brief marriage at the age of 16.
And
before that,
and she was molested.
It had casual affairs with men, so she'd been for the streets before the age of 16.
She was for the
earth.
Yeah, she was for the earth.
For the earth.
She wasn't for the street. She was for the earth. Everybody had a turn.
Keep going, Vanessa.
If you could, Baba Shaw.
Come. Months after filing Roe, Norma met a woman named Connie Gonzalez, almost 17 years her senior, and moved into her home. The woman painted and cleaned apartments in a pair of buildings in South Dallas. A decade later, in 1981, Norma briefly volunteered for the National Organization for Women in Dallas. Thereafter, slowly, she became an activist, working at first with pro-choice groups, and then after becoming a born-again Christian in 1995 with pro-life groups. Being born again did not give her peace. Pro-life leaders demanded that she publicly renounce her homosexuality, which she did at great personal cost. Norma could be salty.
So she renounced that she was a community member.
God.
Wow. Okay. And what else happened?
It says, which she did at great personal cost. And then it continues to say, Norma could be salty and fun, but she was also self-absorbed and dishonest. And she remained until her death in 2017 at the age of 69, fundamentally unhappy.
So just like I was saying earlier, that these women that actually have abortions or live in this type of lifestyle, they have demons, really, that they have to fight. Salaki, just bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to get this together. See if this works. Boom. All right, I got it. Salakia, I got everything under control. Let me go. let me get focused right back to where you were. So she renounced that she was, she was a part of the community. She was a community leader,
right?
And that goes to what I was saying earlier. These people who are in this community or in this lifestyle, it choose death. And I did not know she was a lesbian. I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that. But it's so fitting that it comes out that a community member wants to kill babies. Right. They choose death rather than life. This woman did not want to be a mother at any stage in her life. She did not want to be a mother. Why she gave up her babies on more than one occasion. This is not something that mothers do. They don't choose to give up their child. In nature, the most dangerous animals are mothers protecting their kids, their cubs, their young. Those are the most dangerous animals in the wild. If you ever see when animals attack, most of the time it's not because they're some rabid or some disease, out of their mind type animal. It's because their young is they feel their young is being threatened, and you're encroaching on their territory. If you ever look at any of those videos when animals attack, you look around and you see a young around. A lot of times it's because of that. And the natural maternal instinct of a mother is not in a place of a community member. They don't have that maternity instinct. They don't have that maternity, gene, the feeling from that mothers have. And a lot of times I've heard one second, I'm gonna come to you. And I've heard women who before they get pregnant say they don't want kids, they want to, and if they do choose to have kids, it will be like later in life, 10, 15 years down the road, right? And they say, I just want to concentrate on myself. What is that code for? What does Future say? She's for the streets. She's not concentrating on herself. She wants to have the liberty to like the scripture says, have overmuch liberty. basically to destroy herself. And when these women actually get pregnant and decide to choose to have the baby, that maternal instinct kicks in. Like once they feel the baby actually moving around in their womb, like for men it's different. Like it's that paternal instinct really doesn't kick in. I mean, it's there, but once you actually like the baby is there and you see it and you're holding the baby, I'm not gonna say it's real, but it's different. It comes in at different times for women when it's actually in their womb and they feel that baby growing and kicking and turning and whatnot. That maternal instinct just kicks in. You know what I'm saying? And for a woman to just know that, and especially for these people who have late term abortions, who felt the baby moving around and whatnot, you a special kind of devil. You a special kind of beast. You a special kind of animal. How in the world can you do that? How? I don't understand that. How can you sleep at night? A lot of times you see a lot, women who are studies show this is actually, scientific fact. Women who have been abused. I'm talking specifically women who have been abused, or women who have been through some sort of trauma, and they don't get help. I'm talking about specifically they don't. They relive that trauma in them, and a lot of times when they're trying to get rid of that trauma and they don't know how to do it in a healthy manner, they turn to self medicating themselves. You know what I'm saying? They turn to drugs, they turn to alcohol, they turn to promiscuity, they turn to anger, they turn to violence. They do all these things because they don't know how to heal from that trauma that happens to them. If you look at women who had abortions, and have not gotten professional help, you can see it in their lives how broken they are, how angry they are, how sad they are, how they turn to self-medicating themselves. I'm not lying. This actually happens. There may be one or two who maybe a little bit stronger than the rest of them, but most of the time this is what happens. They turn to self-medicating. They vent in an unhealthy manner. They're overly emotional, and it's because of that trauma that they had the liberty to do on themselves. You got something, brother?
Yeah, come on, sir. I was going to speak on the LGBTQI mafia.
Right? Yeah, and they are mafia.
That's right. Captain Kaham. Yeah, they have a spirit of selfishness, and they feel like they're dead inside anyway, so they wouldn't even care about a little life being born, or even another family or their child. Because like on during the pride parade, they had the kids on that bus.
Yeah.
They had the kids on the bus on the pride parade. So it's homosexuality and pedophilia all wrapped up in one on that bus. That's death right there. There's no life in that.
There is absolutely no life in that. And why would you suggest? Why does a kid have to know anything about what adults do? When I was growing up, this is a popular saying. When I was growing up, kids are seen and not heard. And if you dare to butt in a conversation of an adult, you won't get the taste knocked out of you. Right. There's grown folks conversations going in there in the room where the kids are playing. Right. So why in the hell are you subjecting kids to adult content? There was I want to say it was Disney that came out and said that they want to may have most of their stuff, most of their content community friendly. Like, you serious? You want to say something?
Yeah, Disney was accused of grooming young children into the homosexual later on in life.
Why in the world? Why do you have to subject kids to this? Why? You want to know why? Because that's how homosexuals procreate. Surprise, surprise. They choose not to procreate naturally, but unnaturally. When I say this is how they procreate, they molest other kids. They groom other kids. There's a study that shows that majority of people who are in the LGBT community, um, they've come out and said that they were molested when they were when they were kids or when they were younger. They got molested, whether they were raped or they were molested by whomever, by the opposite sex or even the same sex. That warped something in their mind. And whoever molested those kids, that's how they procreated another homosexual. And those kids who were not able to get proper help for the trauma that they went through in their adolescent minds, they come up with some sort of idea that say, hey, in order for this to not happen to me, I have to be this way. I saw online where this woman had a kid. He was 11 years old at the time, and she went on TikTok online and was saying once her son turns 14 years old, she's gonna have him get a vasectomy. That was her way of ensuring that her son does not procreate. And she went on TikTok and had a whole ton of videos defending her position. And then someone, finally said, well, like, yo, who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Who made you this way to make you want to make your son get a vasectomy? And she was like, yeah, I do hate men. She flat out admitted, I hate men. Well, and if whatever the father of that child did to her to make her hate men, she could logic would say, I'm going to raise him so that he would not do that. That's what logic would say. But because she hates men and she refuses to accept correction, her emotional mind will say, I'm going to make it so that he does not procreate ever again. Before you do that, I need you to get me Matthew 12 and 29, Baba Shaw. Matthew 12 and 29. I'm gonna get there with you as well. Yeah. Yeah, read that for me, Baba Shaw.
Come. Matthew chapter 12, verse 29. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house?
How can one enter into a strong man's house if a man, righteous man, is in that house? You think that woman would say, I'm going to get my son a vasectomy? Cut off the ability to have for that child that child to have kids in the future? You think a man would stand by and let that woman say or do anything like that? No. Hell no. Hell no. Keep going.
Come. And spoil his goods.
Let that woman say take that kid down to the doctor's office and have him get a vasectomy. First of all, if I'm a doctor and some crazy woman comes up to me and say, hey, I have a 14-year-old son here and I want you to give him a vasectomy, I am calling Child Protective Services on you.
Right.
Any doctor who actually would do that to this child is just as wicked and cruel and evil as that woman is.
Right.
Why in the okay, she may have parental rights to do something like that, but no, really, who would actually go through with anything like that? What doctor would say, yeah, this sounds like a good idea, I think I'll do that? Well, she's the parent and she's the only parent that's around, but I'm actually going to do that. No, you are just as wicked and evil and vile as that woman. And if I was a doctor and you came into my office, if I was the damn nurse, if I was a receptionist and I'm checking this in, and yeah, I'm gonna say, all right, no sweat. Well, please stand by. Just take a seat, fill this out, and then I'm calling Child Protective Services and 911. Right. Hey, we got a crazy SOB out here. She's trying to get her son up a second. This can't seem right. Somebody has to come down here and take this child from her. Yeah. Keep going.
Come. Except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
So that strong man has been bound by society, by Roe v. Wade. You know what I'm saying? Our hands historically have been tied. Because there have been instances, just like we brought out earlier, have been instances where the woman has not even told the man that she was pregnant and went and got an abortion anyway. That's binding the strong man. Now his house is spoiled. You had something?
Yeah, sir. When you brought up the woman and the 14-year-old boy, the first thing that I thought of was that.
No, he was 11. Oh. He was 11. She said once he turns 14, then she's going to get him a vasectomy.
Sorry, sir. But the first thing I thought of was that the woman couldn't destroy his father, so she's trying to destroy the boy. So his lifeline, his lineage will be cut off.
And that's exactly what our misguided sisters are doing right now. They for the reason that he got another woman, they hate that man so much that they seek to actively destroy the man, the boy, the child, and turning him into something like a Zaya Wade,
right? Turning
him into something like what's that? Yeah, Magic Johnson's big ass son.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yo, that pisses me. Well, all this stuff pisses me off. But just to see Magic Johnson smiling with his son looking like his wife in a goddamn dress. If the laws of God do not encourage you to keep the laws of God, just look at Zaya Wade. Just look at Magic Johnson's son. If you don't want that for your family, don't break the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Now the Most High is such a gangster. He'll punish you. You know what I'm saying? But he's such a gangster. He'll punish the people that you love. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Nothing that you can do about it. But repent. And maybe, just maybe, the Most High will show some mercy and kindness on you. And get your peoples up out of it. And the reason why those families are like that is because the strong man has been bound. And his house has been spoiled. The man is the head of the household. If we learn from what Akan has done, we know that what the head of the household will do can negatively or positively affect the entire family, the entire house.
Akan is the man that hid the Babylonian garment?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. He got a bunch of Israelites killed, and he got his lineage killed, wiped off the face of the planet. They burned his tent. They was like, we don't even want his tent. We don't want his goods. We don't want his dog. We don't want his livestock. We don't want nothing from this man. So we learn anything from Roe v. Wade. This woman didn't even have an abortion, but she tricking all our sisters into having 350,000 abortions every year. We listening to a woman, Margaret Sanger, who set up an organization to wipe us off the face of the goddamn planet. That's where all this is coming from. We listen to people who tell our women that we don't need a man while they go home to their man.
Beyonce and that single lady song. She was married to Jay-Z, doing all that single lady stuff. Hypocrisy.
Not only that. What wasn't it? Didn't it come out that in the video, one of them was a dude? One of the dancers was a dude. Was a goddamn man.
I don't want to know, sir.
That upset me. That upset me. Like you goddamn liars, man. You goddamn liars. Vile, man. Yo. Christ needs to come. I pray Christ comes back soon.
Right.
None of that will fly in the kingdom. None of that will fly in the kingdom. Man, we can go on forever. But we're gonna put a close to this. Do you have anything before we close out?
Wow, sir.
All right, with that, I pass the class to Priest and Officer Pagaibawa.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming holy convocation
is the closing of the Feast of the Memorial First Fruits. And that is, Salaki, bear with me 1 second. Sure. That is June 2nd, Sunday, June 12th. Sunday, June 12th. That is the closing of the Feast of First Fruits.
Concert. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. Remind Akim and Akwafian to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, black headband, or scarf.
One second. And also, I would like to announce or remind everybody that General Muhammad will be giving his Thursday night scripture breakdown here in Washington, D.C. At the school on June 2nd. June 2nd, General Muhammad will be here. He will be taking on all questions, And if you need counseling, get with your camp leader to get the details on when and where General Muhammad will be holding his councils. He will be here again. He will be here in the DC school, here physically in the DC school on June 2nd. That's in a couple of weeks. That's about 3 weeks from now. June 2nd, Thursday, June 2nd, General Muhammad will be holding the scripture breakdown. The Black Watch, it will be on momentarily at 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in to Commander General Yahanna's Black Watch. And you got it.
Come. And with that, I say Imadium, which means to stand. Men of Israel will give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Imadium Shabbat, Imadium Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed.
All right, hold on 1 second.
So now that I know that Christ was killed for me, I know I have to please my Father. That's the underlying point of John 3:16. That God killed his favorite for me, for me, for me.
They like to claim leadership, they like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above when they really is to have authority. But they don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to